You don't have to like any of us up here, but we are elected to govern. Now remember, that coincides with what you believe in and what we believe in. That's why we have elections every 4 years. That's when you have your say-so to input different people up here.
Representative government. Historically denoted as a system in which people elect their lawmakers, representatives, who are then held accountable to them for their activity within government. Representative government, or the Republican form, as it is also known, has been widely accepted as the only practicable form of democracy. I spent the better part of my afternoon driving around Kershaw County. I started in the Buffalo-Mount Pisgah area, drove down to North Central, over to Cassett, to the edge of Camden, back to Westville, and into Kershaw. I know Kershaw is in Lancaster County, but that's where we spend a lot of our money because there's nothing out here. There's no real anchor as far as public facilities because there's no parks. There's no nothing. We have our schools, which you have to give public school. That's the law. What I did see is a lot of fire stations that were unmanned. Not really unmanned because volunteers manned them. And thank God for the volunteers because we would have nothing without them. So God bless each and every one of them. What I didn't see was anybody, any kid with a baseball, a glove, or a bat. Kershaw County has a population of 66,130 people. Camden has a population of 7,907 people. That's about 11.5% to 12% of the population of Kershaw County. So who's going to benefit? We aren't Lancaster. We aren't Richland County. We aren't Florence Darlington. Who's going to benefit from this ballpark? The people in Camden. 11.5% of the population of the county are going to benefit from this. And not even 11.5%. Just the upper crust of that 11.5%. Way less than 11.5%. I live out here on the edge of the county in the wide open spaces. We don't see the police unless something big's going on or it's time for somebody to be elected. I'm not here to be governed. You're supposed to represent me and my wishes, or the people in your district. I was hoping that my councilman would do the same and represent my wishes, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. I pay my taxes. I work every day. I come home to my family. I've watched my taxes raise every year since we moved back here. I've been back here about 20 years. We moved back to Kershaw County because it was a good place to raise kids. The only benefit we see, if you can call it a benefit, is public schooling. I know a lot of people have a different idea on that. I can't afford to send my kids to private school, and I can't afford to stay home to teach them, but I do teach them. And when I hear wrong from school, they hear right from me. We would benefit more from having paid firefighters and EMT out here in the county. But we stay out here on the wild frontier, basically forgotten. When my son was born, he was born with RSV. He had a lot of problems. The child actually died twice. Both of those times, the EMTs from Bethune saved his life. There are way better ways to spend money than on something like a travel ballpark. And that's about all I got to say about that.